Ah. Oh, hello. I'm just thinking of a joke. Would you like to hear it, Patsy?
Hello there, everybody. Otaku Gamer Geek World here, and today I'm going to be talking about Todd Phillips' Joker. Now, this was one of my absolute favorite films of 2019. It was truly something that really took the world by storm. It was a film that no one knew how it would perform, how it would operate, how it would impact audiences. And many people were wondering how Joaquin Phoenix would take his spin on the Joker and make it unique among all the other interpretations that there have been. And honestly, all these months later, this film still is just so freaking good. When this film was announced as being an origin story for the Joker, a lot of people were taken by surprise, myself included, because for the longest time, the whole thing about Joker's character is the mystery behind who he is, because it was never concretely confirmed what his true identity was. There are numerous aliases, or Joker told different interpretations of a same story. And that was the allure of the character. Like, you didn't know to pinpoint what his exact origin was. Because for all you know, for all of us could have known, he could have been lying about everything. And so when this was announced to be an origin story, it really intrigued me. And it was really impressive how they were able to weave together this story without the need for Bruce Wayne. Because, I mean, granted, he does appear in this movie, but it's more of a cameo than not. And, he doesn't appear for all that much because definitely at the end of the day, the story is focused on Arthur Fleck and the world around him, and how Gotham is a deteriorating city, and how everything's coming apart, and how he's just trying to make his way through life, but life keeps pushing him down. And it's a really sad circumstance for this character, and it just makes you feel bad for him. The crazy thing about this film is that it really broke barriers for R-rated movies, because obviously R-rated movies don't get as much box office revenue as regular movies because, of course, of the restricted ratings, so not many people can go see them unless they're adults, or, if they're kids or teenagers or whatever, it's with the adults' consent. So the fact that this movie was able to cross the $1 billion dollar milestone at the box office spoke volumes of just how good it was. And it's definitely a film that not only changes the name of the game for comic book entertainment in general, but just the overall approach to storytelling, especially when it comes to very sensitive topics like mental health and the state of society and the way people treat each other. This movie really hits the solid points on that and really makes you think. It's a film that after you finish it, you're just sitting there and you're just thinking to yourself, like, what did I just watch? What did I just watch? And this is Todd Phillips, the man who was in charge of the Hangover franchise. So the fact that he was able to change his tone to that of Joker is mind-boggling. Like, if you had never known that he had directed the Hangover movies, you would not have thought that at all. It just really shows how good and versatile a director he is, and I gotta give him huge props, him and all of his team, for pulling this movie together. Like, it was truly something remarkable. Something that I've always believed when it comes to movies, cartoons, any sort of media in general, the music really helps sell it. Like, music sets the tone and the ambiance for just so many iconic scenes that without the music, like, I guess the impact would be less. So the fact that Hildur Guðnadóttir, I think that's how you pronounce her last name, she made the soundtrack for the Joker, and that was one of the things that also really stood out for me. The soundtrack was really something unique and something that really tapped into the sadness, the madness, the internal conflict of Arthur Fleck, and the way that the music changed slightly as the movie went on. It was really something that really struck at me, and I'm like, man, music is so powerful, and the fact that the music for Joker was so well done, it really helped elevate the film to the all the praise that it got, which is absolutely wonderful. And then there's two scenes in this film out of the many memorable scenes that really stuck with me the most. And one of those scenes was the bathroom dance. Right after Arthur kills those Wayne employees, like at this point in time, he's so conflicted with everything that he's feeling. And when the music starts to kick in and when he slowly starts to dance, it's like a sort of therapeutic release for him, but at the same time, it's a sort of symbolism because it reveals the darkness within him starting to come to light. And I thought it was genius. And then my brother, who was watching the movie with me, like he was stunned, like he was mesmerized by the scene. Like the way he expressed it to me is that at that point, it was when Arthur started becoming the Joker, and it was a pure masterpiece. And I definitely agree. Like it was so disturbing. It was sad. It was creepy, and it really just showed that Arthur was starting to die, and the Joker uh was coming to light. This is the moment where Arthur was starting to become the Joker, and despite his struggle, despite his best efforts to repress uh that which was inside him, like it was something that he just couldn't help but release. And I guess this was sort of an epiphany moment for him, and the way that Todd and Joaquin worked with the scene and the cinematographers was genius. Absolutely genius. And then, my other favorite scene was right towards the end in the talk show with Murray. Like, you could tell that things were already at a breaking point, and when Arthur was expressing his thoughts about society and the world we live in, it was something that really struck with me because it's a mere reflection of the society that we live in now. And the fact that we live in such a dark place in real life, it's something that really makes you think. And then the thing that I really, really loved about this scene is the music. Like again, it all goes back into the music. Like it just starts escalating, and then you know that things are going to spiral down into chaos, and you know just when you think you're prepared, boom. And it was just a fantastic use of the music. At this point, it was full on Joker, and it was genius. It was absolutely genius, and it really cemented Joaquin as the Joker. And honestly, I couldn't get enough. Like, I wanted to see more. Another thing is the cinematography. Cinematography in a film can really help implant an image in your brain. And the fact that this film had so many detailed shots, it was great. And then not just the shots, but the imagery, the way that the coloring looked, it really set the tone for the state of how Gotham City is. Like, it's a dark, depressing place. And the cinematography really reflects that. And it's something that really catches your eye. Like, it's something that I immediately noticed when I first saw Joker. And it's something that really stood out for me, and I really just was sitting there just watching it, and I'm like, everything is just so detailed and just so immersive. Like, it really made you feel like you were part of Gotham City. And the fact that this film is so rooted in reality, it makes it all the more relatable because there are cities around the world, here in the States, everywhere, where there's cities that are like that in such a dark, depressed state. And it's truly something that makes you think that, we live in a pretty messed up world when you think about it. And of course, the acting was phenomenal, and Joaquin Phoenix really cemented himself as a fantastic Joker. the the way that he was able to make the character his own, and he was able to make the laugh of the character his own, because that's the thing that many people were thinking going into this film. It's like, this character's been interpreted in so many ways. What can Joaquin Phoenix bring to the table that we haven't already seen? And just when we thought we'd seen everything, we see a broken down, depressed, anxious man with mental health issues. And the whole bit about his laugh being a medical condition, I thought that was genius. And it's pretty interesting because Joaquin Phoenix himself in an interview had been talking about when researching for the role, he found out that there was this actual chronic sickness that would make you like laugh all of a sudden, like without any particular reason. And the fact that he incorporated that into his role was pretty genius. Like, it was a stroke of genius. And, Joaquin really sold the whole thing about you feeling bad for this character, for Arthur Fleck, his circumstance, because at the end of the day, he's just a nice guy who only wanted to make people happy and only wanted to bring laughter and joy to the world. It's something simple, and he's just someone meaning well, taking care of his mom. He just wanted to be able to be acknowledged. But the fact that society kept pushing him down at every point, he was ridiculed, he was humiliated. Life pushed him hard. And it's scary because, like, in real life, there are people going through situations like these, and you're like, it's so relatable that you're like, to think that there are people out there going through similar circumstances, and, it's really sad. So in short, Joker is a fantastic movie with a grim message about how society treats people and how messed up society can be nowadays, especially when it comes to people with mental health issues, and how that's such a big problem, but it's not given enough attention, which is crazy because we can only imagine the horrors that people with mental health go through. And I thought that this movie conveyed the message of what can happen to someone who's pushed to the brink in a very enlightening and pretty sad way. And I gotta give props to Todd Phillips, Joaquin Phoenix, everyone who's involved in the production of this film, because it really truly was fantastic. It deserves all the praise that it got. Joaquin deserved that Oscar for sure, and all the awards that it got for his performance. Everyone did a fantastic job, and overall, it was a very enjoyable movie. And I can only hope that Joaquin returns, and I know that he's expressed interest, and Todd Phillips as well. But we will see what the big guys at Warner Brothers say, because it would be great if this would expand into a trilogy, and, it would be fantastic to explore different aspects of the Joker's character with Joaquin Phoenix continuing to be the one who does the role. But anyways, that's what I wanted to talk about. I hope you all enjoyed. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, and if you want to see more content from me, just be sure to subscribe. But anyways, this is Otaku Gamer Geek World. Until next time.